Cry, Nene. Cry.
Nene, give us gold.
Nene, give us gold.
Nene, cry for Nkwado.
At the edge of a forgotten forest sat the strange and noisy village of Nkwado, a place where even silence had its own sound. Every morning before sunrise, the villagers would wake up to hear the river hum a soft melody. They called it the Singing River, and they believed it chose who would prosper each year. When it sang louder near someone's hut, that person would suddenly find fortune, maybe a bumper harvest or a healthy newborn. No one questioned it, because in Nkwado, the river's will was law. The people of the village were always loud, cheerful, and obsessed with science. If a rooster crowed twice before dawn, it meant there would be rainfall. If it crowed 3 times, then someone would marry on the next market day. If it didn't crow at all, everyone ran to the river begging for forgiveness. Life went on like that until one misty morning when everything changed. A group of children went down the river to fetch water. As they played by the rocks, one of them screamed. Floating near the reeds was something glittering like it had life in it. When they came closer, they saw her, a woman with a fish tail. Her long hair tangled in vines, and her skin shone like wet glass under the sun. Her eyes were blue, like they held the powers of the river. The children ran to the village in fear, shouting, "There's a woman in the river, a woman with a tail." Within minutes, everyone gathered at the riverside, drummers, traders, even Chief Udolo, whose belly entered every place before he did. He stared at the creature in awe. "She's no woman," Chief Udolo said. "She's the river's daughter." The crowd fell silent, and every eyes widened with fear and excitement. They lifted her gently from the reeds and carried her to the riverside shrine wrapped in white cloths. From that day, the hum of the river grew louder as though it were singing her name. The villagers named her Oluwa Nene, meaning the gift of the gods. And truly, she was.
We praise the river.
We praise the chief.
Oluwa Nene is here.
From the day she arrived, everything in Nkwado began to change. Fishermen who once caught mud now returned with nets so heavy that even children helped drag them to the shore. Cassavas grew thicker than a man's arm. Goats gave birth to twins. Even barren women began to tie wrappers around their swelling bellies, singing praises to the river. Oluwa Nene became the center of the village life. She couldn't walk on land for too long because she wasn't used to living on dry lands, but she loved to sit on the smooth rock near the water. The children gathered around her every evening, listening as she hummed strange songs that made the river shimmer. Sometimes when she laughed, fish leapt from the water like they were dancing. Chief Udolo, a proud man with round belly, claimed the mermaid's coming was a reward for his good leadership. "The river knows its people," he would say, slapping his chest so hard that his beads rattled. He ordered new huts to be built closer to the river so they could honor her properly, though most people suspected he simply wanted to keep an eye on her. In Nkwado, not everyone was happy with Oluwa Nene's arrival. Mama Ebiri, the sharp-tongued fishmonger, began to lose customers. Who needed her fish when the mermaid's blessings made everyone's net overflow? She grumbled loudly in the market. "A fish with a woman's face cannot feed the village forever," she said. Then there was Maka, the quiet storyteller. He alone seemed to look at the mermaid with more wonder than greed. Every night, he sat by her side asking questions no one else bothered to ask. Where she came from, what she missed, and what she feared. She never answered directly, but sometimes her song sounded like memories of a world deep below, where light floated like smoke and time moved slowly as waves. For a while, Nkwado became a paradise. The villagers danced every evening by the riverside, throwing flowers and coins into the water, while drums thundered like heartbeats. Children raced through golden fields, Traders laughed at full baskets and the air smelled of wealth and comfort. But no one noticed that the river had stopped singing, and deep below, where the light could no longer reach, something began to stir. At first, everyone was content with Oluwanene's blessings, but in Nkwado, contentment never stayed long. The people began to ask for more. Farmers demanded for longer rains. Impatient traders demanded for faster harvests, and husbands craved for unmarried girls to add to their lists. Each time the villagers came to the riverside, Oluwanene would smile gently, but deep down, she was getting fed up by their never-ending demands. She tried to please them, but each blessing seemed to take something from her. Her once bright glow began to dim slowly, and her voice grew hoarse. One evening, as the villagers began to make demands, she said softly, "The river gives what it can carry. If you take too much, the river will break." But the villagers didn't understand the message she was passing across. Chief Udolo stepped forward, with his round belly shooting out like a proud drum that entered the scene before the rest of his body. "The gods gave you to us, Nene," he said with his booming voice. "Surely, they didn't send you here to rest. Do more. You owe this village your gift," he yelled angrily. The crowd clapped and shouted in agreement. Oluwanene's eyes filled with sadness. The next morning, she refused to grant anyone's wish. When the people knelt before her, she turned away and swam into the sea. That was when the gossip began. "She's hiding her powers," said Mama Ebiri, while spitting into the dust. "She's saving her magic for someone else," another muttered. Some even claimed they saw her at night talking to the river like it was a lover. The love the village once had for her slowly turned into hatred and suspicion, and the songs they sang in her honor began to fade.